Yeah.
So what's happening here?
So this is a meeting. Actually, it was a brunch that happened between mass shooting and mass trauma survivors during a trip to Florida, to Parkland, Florida, in the spring. This trip took me a year to get access to.
Yeah.
Basically, I got access to everything that trip, but it took a year of work and a lot of no's. And me
Building
saying,
trust.
Yeah, building trust.
Yep.
And me saying, that's okay. Maybe next time. So this trip actually ended up being the Rebels Project. They survived 3 survivors from mass shootings.
Yep.
Coming to this community meeting that was held for the community of Marjorie Stoneman Douglas after the shooting.
Yep.
So it just ended up, it happened to land a couple weeks after a couple of suicides that had happened.
Suicides of?
Suicides of students.
Right, okay.
Who had been
Survivors.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they still let me in.
Okay.
And they allowed me to go to this breakfast. And this is at the very end of their meal. One of them, who's really into meditation, had them do some meditative breathing. And because they had all shared their stories with each other, and everybody was really intense.
Yeah.
So.
How was it for you being in that room with them? Like, what sort of emotions were you feeling at that time?
Mostly I was just trying to be really cognizant of them.
Yep.
And not overstepping and not frightening people with my shutter. But also capturing as best I could what was going on. I still, when I look at these photos, I feel that I didn't quite get there visually. It's a really hard thing to photograph mental health, and especially with mass shooting survivors. There's the trust. There's a lot of problems with trust for good reason, because a lot of them have had really